Welcome back, my fellow music lovers and listeners. Welcome back to Multifaceted Media Entertainment. And today we got a brand new video for you guys. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about this brand new album by Bruno Mars Anderson Paak, Silk Sonic. And this album is called An Evening with Silk Sonic. So without further ado, you know how we do. Let's get into this album review. Now, ever since this album was announced way back in February, it has been one of my most anticipated albums of the year. Partly due to the fact that I've been begging for a collaboration of some sorts from these two for a couple of years now. More specifically, since 2016 when Bruno released his 24 Karat Magic album. I don't know, just something about both of their approaches to funk and soul music that made me feel like both of them would work well on a track together. But how little did I know, because the musicality on this record far exceeds anything that I could have possibly anticipated, which became evident from the first intro track, which was released back in March alongside Leave the Door Open, which is a great opener to the album with a guest appearance from Bootsy Collins, which sets the stage nicely for what the album is about to entail, which then transitions into the track Leave the Door Open, which was one of the 3 lead singles for the album. Released back in March, as I previously mentioned, and it was immediately after hearing this track that I knew we were in for something special. The instrumentation was incredible, the glockenspiel, Anderson Paak's drum work, the piano keys, the lyrics were humorous, and the vocal performances from both of them were immaculate, with Bruno Mars giving one of the best vocal performances I've heard from him thus far. So all of that culminated to form what was undoubtedly one of the best tracks of the year, and that still holds true to this day. Coming in after Leave the Door Open, we have the track Fly As Me, with some opening bass guitar riffs that are thicker than Aunt Jemima's maple syrup, which to be honest kinda reminds me of the track Come Down off Anderson Paak's Malibu record. And this track kind of came across to me as giving Anderson Paak his moment to shine, as he really takes the forefront of this track, rapping a verse with some nice flows and a great delivery. Bruno, however, was only present during the chorus and pre-chorus of this track, which I thought were both excellent contributions. But overall, this track was great. It was fun, it was very high energy, and it really did its job of showcasing Anderson Paak's versatility. There are, however, tracks on this album with considerably less energy, like the following track, After Last Night, with Bootsy Collins and Thundercat. Now, this track is a sensual, lovemaking masterpiece with a great instrumentation and vocal harmonies on the chorus that are seriously on earth, wind, and fire level. That's how good they are. And this just exemplifies how much chemistry they have on a track together. It honestly feels like they've been making music together from birth. Not to mention Anderson Paak's drum fills and the key change at the back end of the track were absolutely phenomenal as well. And I should mention that there's at least one key change in every song on the project. The next track, Smokin' Out the Window, was the most recent of the 3 lead singles that they released for the project. Now, this track kind of continues a story that they've been telling throughout 2 of the last 3 songs. With Leave the Door Open, you have them inviting this girl over to spend the night. With After Last Night, you have them expressing their feelings, or the feelings that they've developed for this girl after what happened in that night. And now with Smokin' Out the Window, you have them expressing their regret for getting involved with this girl in the first place, because it turns out she was for everybody. Now, the chorus on this track is absolutely phenomenal, just another perfect example of how much chemistry these guys have on a track together. And while this track does have its humorous moments, especially when accompanied with the music video, the song can really hit hard listening to it on its own, especially if you've been in similar situations. But yeah, yet again another excellent track, continuing this 5-track streak that they've been on thus far. Following that, we have the track Put On a Smile, which is honestly one of the best songs I've heard all year and probably the best song on the project. Now this track also continues the story that they've been telling, but as opposed to Smoking Out the Window, where they kinda blame the girl's infidelity as a reason for ending the relationship, on this track they actually get a bit more introspective, citing that maybe if they had treated her better in the first place, then this would never have happened. So now they have to put on a smile whenever they're outside or in public, even though inside that's not how they really feel. Now the vocal performances on this track were absolutely phenomenal. Anderson Paak's raspy vocals in the beginning of the track and Bruno Mars's explosive vocal performance at the end of the track were breathtaking to say the least. Contrasting that though, we have the following tracks, 777 and Skate, the latter of which being the intermediate of the project's lead singles. Now this track is danceable, it's funky, it's groovy, and it has these prevalent Congo drums in the instrumentation, which I thought was a tasteful addition. And this track continues the seemingly female-focused theme of the project as they're asking these ladies to come and skate with them. A nice little radio single, but not the watered down lowest common denominator ones that we're used to. But as it relates to the track 777, which is the 7th track on the album, this is an extremely high energy, even more so than the track Fly As Me, song that on the surface, while it seems like they're talking about gambling, can also serve as a double entendre for them hooking up with a girl. As in the opening lines for Bruno Mars' first verse, he says, "Roll the dice for me, put your lips together, baby, blow it real nice for me," which is something that is supposed to serve as good luck for when you're gambling with dice. But as we know, those lyrics can be interpreted very differently. But yeah, another extremely fun track with some playful vocal performances and lyrics from both of them. Now for the 9th and last track on the project, we have the aptly titled Blast Off. As this track feels like blasting off into outer space, it feels euphoric, it feels like a drug trip, which is actually alluded to in the lyrics as well. Once again, the harmonies on this track are absolutely phenomenal, and if it was ever evident that these two had some extreme levels of chemistry, then it would be on this track right here. This track is extremely psychedelic, and honestly, this is the type of song that I would never have expected to hear from these two, but they have mastered it to a perfection. And that guitar at the back end of the song, what a way to end the record, what a way to end the project. And in conclusion, this is one of the best albums of 2021 for sure. It achieved and exceeded my expectations on numerous occasions. And while being very 70s soul, Motown and funk inspired, it manages to do all of that while feeling fresh and modern at the same time. This album was an absolute delight. It was a pleasure to listen to, and I'm feeling a strong 9 out of 10 on this project. But what do you guys think about the album? Please let me know in the comment section below. Also hit the like button, the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you keep getting notified whenever a new video drops on the channel. Once again, this has been Multifaceted Media, and I'm signing out.